of the Essay Voice podcast. I'm your host for this episode, Amanda, and I have with me one of our board of directors members, Kalli. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Good. So for those of us who don't know you, tell us a bit about yourself.
So my name's Kalli McLaughlin. I'm a second-year student in the Human Resources program. I am 21 years old, and I'm from a small town just north of Kingston, which is Enterprise. So I grew up in the area. I went to Napanee District Secondary School. So from there, I decided to pursue human resources at St. Lawrence.
Nice. What made you want to do human resources?
Honestly, I was kind of up in the air. I didn't really know if I wanted to do general business or human resources. I leaned more towards the HR after first year. So in the first year business program, you kind of get a taste of every business department, I guess. And I really enjoyed the human resources class. So I decided to go with that.
Awesome. So what position do you serve on the board of directors?
So I'm currently one of the directors on the board of directors. And I guess I joined the board earlier this year.
Nice. So what are you most looking forward to for this coming school year to be able to kind of bring to St. Lawrence?
So going into this year, it's kind of up in the air with COVID and everything. We don't really know if we're going to be back on campus in January. So I'm hoping that I can kind of bring everybody together, whether we're virtually or in person, just kind of connect with some new students, some existing students as well, just build those connections and kind of just be a friendly face, familiar face, somebody that anybody can come to if they need anything. Just offer that kind of support and guidance to anybody looking for it.
That's awesome. What's been your favorite thing about being on the board? I don't know if you've had like a lot of experience with the school year so far, or have you had any like experiences that stand out to you?
Well, as of right now, everything's been online and we haven't had a meeting yet. Our next meeting is actually next week. So everything's been online for me, but I've really liked building the connections with the other members, with the members of the student association. It's just been really great to kind of see what goes on behind the scenes, and you gain like a new appreciation for all of the hard work that really goes into it, because people just see what meets the eye, right? Nobody really understands that it does take like a lot of time and dedication. So I think like the best thing I've taken away so far is the hard work that goes into making these things happen, and I've just gained a new appreciation for that and everybody that's involved.
So was it from your kind of perspective on HR that made you want to join the board of directors, or was there something else that drew you to it?
So I actually didn't know much about the board of directors. I guess I'm kind of shy actually, which is funny. So like going into first year last year, I was like too scared to even turn my microphone on, my camera. I was just like not into it. I was the kid in high school, like I would beg my teacher to do my presentation at lunch so I didn't have to be that person. So last year I made a really good connection with Wendy Whitehead, one of my professors, and Wendy had actually informed me of the opportunity, I believe in early March last year, that the board of directors was looking for people to apply and join, and she kind of gave me that little shove I needed. So I guess just having somebody in my corner that kind of encouraged me and believed that, okay, Kalli, like you can do it, you can go for this kind of opportunity. So with that, and just how much I loved all of my peers and classmates and instructors over first year, I was like, okay, this is something I kind of want to get involved in. And growing up, my father was on all sorts of boards. I played minor sports and stuff in the Tamworth area. So my dad was always on the hockey board, softball and everything. So I've kind of watched my dad do it. And I was like, okay, this is something I want to get involved in. And I kind of found my voice a little bit and had the courage to just go for it.
That's awesome. What advice would you give to people who want to get involved in that kind of thing? Because I know we have an election coming up at some point soon. So, like, what would you say to people who are kind of on the fence of, oh, is this something like I'd like to get involved in? Or
I would say go for it. I know that's kind of what everybody says, just jump into it. But like, I actually mean it, because like I said, I was so shy and I was just like, nope, this isn't for me. Like, I didn't care if I lost the participation marks or anything. But since I've done it, it's just kind of opened up a whole new world that you didn't even know was there. It's super rewarding. So I would just say, as hard as it may be to take that leap, just go for it. And what's the worst thing that's going to happen, right? You're going to make new friends, build those connections. So just kind of always think positive, and everyone's here for you to lean on, right? So if you wanted to go forward or something and you have, oh, there's so many questions you have, you're just not sure, everybody's always happy to answer any questions you have. So just go for it, I would say.
It's definitely a great opportunity to kind of get involved. And if you see something that like you want to like express an opinion about or something like that, it's a great way to kind of get involved in the community for sure.
Yes, I agree with that. It's a judgment-free zone, so everybody's opinions are valued, and it's just a safe place where you can really give your input and advocate for what you believe is right.
That's awesome. So now we've gotten to know a little bit about Kalli, the board member. So now let's get to know a little bit about Kalli, the student. So what are 3 songs that you could listen to just on an endless repeat loop?
I love music. So I would say probably How to Save a Life by The Fray. I really like that song. Peaches by Justin Bieber, which is a funny one. And probably mine would be You. Blake Shelton or Luke Bryan, I'm not sure which one that is, but those are 3 songs I really, really like.
Nice. What is one talent that you have that people might not guess by looking at you?
I don't know if it's really a talent. I like photography. I do photography, and a lot of people are kind of like, oh, you play with Photoshop and stuff. So I guess photography and Photoshop, a lot of people don't really know that about me. It's something I'm passionate about, and I guess I kind of picked up on that at a young age.
So what's your favorite thing to photograph? Are you like more of a landscape type person or?
I like sports, actually.
Nice. So do you have any pets? And if so, what kind and what are their names?
I actually do. I have a Labradoodle, so a dog. Her name is Charlie. She's actually sitting behind me. And I have a cat as well. His name's Marley.
Nice. So what is one popular food item that most people like that you would just love to just get rid of forever?
Salad or lettuce, both of them. I don't know why. I try all the time. Like when I go to Eastside Mary's, I'm like, oh, maybe it'll be okay this time. It's never okay. As much as I tried, I'm like, okay, I'm growing up. I think I'll like it this time. Just as bad every time.
Just one of those things that just doesn't get any better with time for you,
Nope.
I guess. All right, so flipping that on its head, what's one unpopular food item that most people dislike that you really like?
I don't know if it's like that unpopular in my friend group. Everyone's like, oh, but I like mushrooms a lot. I could just eat mushrooms all day, raw, cooked, doesn't really matter. I just think they're so yummy. So that's pretty weird because I'm a really picky eater.
All right. What has been the best class that you've taken at St. Lawrence so far?
That's a hard one. I've really liked everything so far. I believe it would be the admin class. I'm not sure of the exact name, but it was with Wendy Whitehead. I think it was, I'm not sure of the exact name, but it was with Wendy Whitehead. So I've had her twice as an instructor, and both of those classes were just totally amazing.
Yeah, I haven't had her as an instructor, but I've heard good things about her. And
Awesome.
finally, what advice would you give to first year students kind of just getting started at St. Lawrence to make the most out of their year?
So what I would say is value your time. Your time's super valuable. So if you feel like you've got some downtime, but say you've got an assignment or something coming up, just prioritize what needs to be done and kind of set a calendar. I found that's been the most helpful thing for me going into first year. I didn't really know how to balance my time, manage my time, so to speak. So once I set up a calendar and I established a routine, it became a lot easier, and I was able to actually enjoy my free time and not have to scramble to finish an assignment that I forgot about or anything. So just stay as organized as possible, and just make sure you're making time for you to unwind and de-stress, and just take some time for yourself as well.
I highly recommend the calendar. I was never like one of those people who could do a planner, and if I tried, I would always just like go about a month and then it'd just like sit in my bag. But when I started at St. Lawrence, I got a little mini like desk calendar, and it has been the best thing to keep track of assignments. I have everything color coded, so highly recommend that route if you haven't already, to invest in like a little paper desk calendar or wall calendar. And even if it doesn't end up working out, at least you know what works and what doesn't for you. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with that. And even if you're struggling with the physical calendar, because sometimes you're on the go or you're not always doing your classes or your work at your desk, you can also use your phone. So on the Outlook, I believe it is, this college email, you have access to a calendar through your email. So you can kind of set up your due dates and stuff as well, which is great if you are someone who's always on the move. So you can just kind of refer back to that.
And I know Blackboard also has the calendar program into it. I know some professors use that to post assignment due dates. So that's another option as well if you want to go a digital calendar route. Well, thank you so much, Kalli, for joining us. It has been a pleasure to get to know you.
Thank
And
you for having me.
we will hopefully be hearing from you again soon with the election and some of the board of directors stuff going on in the next little while. So thank you so much again for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we will see you guys in another episode soon. Don't forget to follow us on social media and check out some of what our other hosts are up to as well. Have a great day, everyone.